Good.
Hi, mechanics.
Hello?
It feels that way, doesn't it, Spikes? How old are you?
I'm 24. Thanks for having me on.
Go ahead.
What do you mean by it's all men?
I mean that it's all of them.
What do you mean though? Like, in what way?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, when you say it's all men, it's like, okay, what are
Mhm.
all men doing? That makes you say something like that.
Oh, menning.
Just being men.
They're menning.
What does that mean exactly? The menning.
That I mean, if you don't know what menning means, then I'm not sure. You are a
Is it
man,
just
are you not?
is it just being a man,
Sure.
and that's an issue?
I mean, kind of.
Why?
I mean, how much time do you got?
Just lay it out, man.
You want me to list all the reasons why
You could
it's men?
I mean, you could just list out like the top three if you want.
Oh my god. I don't know, it's so hard to choose. Uh, Misogynistic,
Which is
mentally unwell, um, sexually uneducated.
So I mean, with those three, not all of those labels apply to every single man that's ever
Sure, but
existed.
you asked me to just name three of them.
Yeah, I said your top three,
Hmm.
and it's like okay. I mean, I could just accept that. Yeah, all three are present in some men, but not all men.
Sure.
So like
That's
then,
not what it's all men means.
well, that's why I asked you originally. What do you mean by it?
Oh, I thought you were asking what the problem with men was.
Well, my original question was, "It's all men." What do you mean by it's all men? And you said
That it's
many.
all that it's all of them is what I said. And then you asked me again, so then I said it in a different way. And then you asked me again, and then I just said it in the original way,
Yeah,
thinking maybe the first two times you didn't hear me.
it's because you're being really vague, and then finally get you a list of what was it? Misogyny,
Mhm.
mental health issues, and the last one was I forget what the last one was. Excuse me,
Sexual entitlement.
sexual entitlement. Gotcha. And then that doesn't apply to every single man. So then that can't be. It's all men.
Ooh, I think it does apply to all, some of those apply to all men,
Which
yes.
ones?
I, I mean, I'm not here to teach a whole class.
You're the one who is the expert on the subject since you're hosting a live, or at least you have some knowledge that most of us don't have. So
No. Yeah, I didn't definitely didn't claim to be an expert.
well,
That's for
that's
sure.
that's why I reframed it. It's like at least you have some knowledge more than most of us.
I mean, I wouldn't say that either.
Then why are you posting a live where you're claiming all these different claims? Yet then you
Mechanic
can't
said
say.
Mechanic said she'd educate you for 500. If you'd like to
Uh,
cash app her, she'll tell you anything you would like to know.
I mean, she could just hop on the live for free if she believes that the knowledge is actually worth sharing.
Mm.
So
I mean, if that's your interpretation, that's fine.
okay, well let me ask you the follow up question then.
Go for it.
What do you want to oppress women? What do you mean by that? Like
What do
oppress
I
women
want to oppress women?
or WDY? Excuse me, or why do you? Sorry, like why do you want to oppress women? What do you mean by oppression?
Oh my God. So, do you not know what oppression means, or you're asking why I want to know why people want to oppress women?
Well, people use the word oppression and they mean 20 million different things. That's why I'm just like wondering what do you mean exactly by oppression?
Oxford Dictionary. That's what I mean.
Okay, I mean, I'll just look it up real quick. So is it like when it comes
Is
to
it
oppression?
is it so like inconvenient for you to do something for yourself?
Well, I just why are you like being so difficult? Like most people are like, yeah, I'll tell you what I mean by oppression because people use different definitions. So that's
I'm
why
being
I'm like,
I'm
okay, what do you
being
mean?
I'm being difficult because you don't like my answers to
No,
your
it's not necessarily
questions.
just because I don't like your answers. I don't like your answers because you're being vague.
Mm.
And you just listed off more vagaries at me. Like, okay, what do you mean by mental health issues? What do you mean by sexual entitlement? Like these are very vague concepts you're talking about. I would just like more concrete, precise answers. I think
Would
that's
you
fair.
say would you say that men are vague?
Yeah, something could be vague, but like I'm not gonna apply that at every single man, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I mean, it's like because some men have issues, it's all men then. Like that doesn't follow.
I didn't say that. I was just asking a question why you were looking up the Oxford definition of oppress.
Sure. So from Oxford English Dictionary, if it loads, there are seven meanings in the Oxford English definition entry for the noun oppression. So like, okay, you already have seven different meanings according to Oxford. So it's like, okay, which one do you mean?
Why don't you list them?
Sure. Oh, I need an account. Apparently, they use the Oxford English Dictionary online.
Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Well, okay. How about so?
That's a bummer.
Do you mean because I'm using Cambridge's dictionary right now? Do you mean a situation in which people are governed in an unfair and cruel way and prevented to have opportunities of freedom? Is that what you mean?
I mean, that could be part of it. Sure.
Sure. Okay. So like, I guess my question is how a woman being unfairly oppressed then?
You think men and women are treated equally? Thank you.
Uh,
Okay.
you're the ones making the claim, so you should be the one providing the examples.
I'm asking you, thank you, real. I'm asking you if you feel that men and women are created equal.
No, men
Okay,
can't
then.
give birth. That's an inherent inequality. Men are naturally stronger on average than women. That's an inherent inequality. Like,
Well, I think you're starting to figure out how oppressing somebody works.
well, these are things that people are just born with. It being born, like, I'm sorry, like some inequalities are just born.
Doesn't mean that you're still not a part of it or doing it.
Well, I mean, if that's just like the natural state of
Regardless
humanity.
if by faulty you were born male, it
Well, I
doesn't mean
mean,
that you still don't benefit from it.
that men are naturally born stronger and therefore make up the enforcement arm of society. Like, that's just going to be a natural entailment. Is that an issue?
It's not. It was created. The system was created by men for men.
So is that why men are just naturally stronger? Is that why like men dominate in sports of like powerlifting, strongmen, stuff like that? They hold all the records.
Men dominate because they're uh, more violent.
Well, I mean, I can definitely agree with that. That men are more directly violent. You know, they make up a majority of prisons. I think like the vast majority, especially for like assaults and other violent crimes, right?
Hmm.
Like I don't necessarily disagree with you there, but then like right then and there, that's inequality you have addressed. That there's levels of aggression, and that men are more naturally aggressive.
Men are not more naturally aggressive. They've just been aggressive and continue to benefit from it. And why they change that if they didn't have to and could stay in power?
Then why is like every single society basically it's ruled by men?
Do you not know how a patriarchy works?
Well, I would think a patriarchy is ruled by men. Am I incorrect in saying that?
I mean, there you can have a system, a matriarchy where women are in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
and
works and it can work and it can work great. So no, we don't have to have a patriarchy.
is the matriarchy is that is the military and the matriarchy, the police force and that matriarchy, is that ruled by women as well? Do women dominate those fields as well, even in that matriarchy?
Like they would have a control of the say of how that is lined up. Yes.
Yeah, but who's gonna make that up though?
Like who would be
Yeah,
what do you mean?
who would be the ground troops?
Whoever the women decided it to be.
And wouldn't they choose men because they're naturally stronger or less prone to injury and are more aggressive on average?
They would probably choose men because they'd be less valuable.
And why would men be less valuable?
Because they would be like expendable and we wouldn't care if they were unalived.
Well, I
Why
mean,
would
it's
we put
like,
our why would we put women, powerful women, in positions to get unalived? Are you nuts?
well, I
We're
mean,
gonna
then
use our logic and we're gonna throw you guys in there to unalive yourselves.
so then why do you think the men would just accept this? Why would you think the men would accept this?
I mean, come on. You wouldn't have a freaking choice, bro.
Well, that's what I mean is you just said though that men are more naturally stronger. I mean, you agree with me here that men are naturally stronger. They're born stronger physically speaking. They're less prone to injury. And they're more aggressive. Do you think the collective of men are
I'm
going to be like,
saying
hey, these women are going to unalive us through military combat? Do you think they're going to accept that, or do you think they're going to use that aggression and inborn instinct and inborn strength to rise up against you?
I'm talking about a matriarchy. If
Yeah,
we were in a matriarchy, you wouldn't have a say.
and that's exactly what I'm saying though.
You
Is that
wouldn't
in a
even have
matriarchy?
testosterone anymore, buddy.
Okay, then how does that
You
matriarchy deal
think
with other
women would
threats?
let men have testosterone?
How does that matriarchy deal with outside threats?
I mean, we would snippity snip that
You would just
after we
snippety snip
extracted.
outside threats who aren't within the matriarchal nation?
No, we would snippity snip you. We would take the resources we needed from you, and then we would snip you.
How if you don't have as much strength and force? Like, how are you going to do that? How are you going to convince men to give that away to you?
He's still not tracking.
No, I am tracking. You're saying that, oh, we'll just take it away. It's like, okay, how are you going to do that? If you're going to tell men like me that we're going to snippity snip you, we're going to remove all your testosterone, we're going to take away your rights. Like,
I'm telling you what we would do in a matriarchy
okay, but
to
how?
stay in power. That's what we would do.
How? And you agree that men make up the enforcement arm of like the military, police, manual labor jobs, stuff like that, correct?
The reason why a majority of men make up those things is because of the patriarchy. Men
So,
created the system to do that, sir. What are
so
you not getting?
So when it's like, for example, men who are naturally
Oh my
stronger,
gosh.
they gravitate towards jobs which are more physically intensive, like for example, construction, electricians, plumbers, etc. Military too, as I mentioned before, police force, stuff like that. Is it just because of patriarchy, or is it just because that's what naturally occurs?
It's because of patriarchy.
Okay, so can you show me where women are just naturally stronger than men, physically speaking?
Some men are born very weak.
I'm talking about on averages.
Like, my goodness.
What
This is
what's
crazy.
How is it crazy? I'm just asking you. On average, are men weaker than women? Yes or no?
I'm sure they are.
Then why is like every single society in every single place that humans have inhabited, from Africa to Asia to Europe to the Americas, men have made up the enforcement arm of society and are generally leadership positions? Why is that?
Because of the patriarchy.
So that means the patriarchy, which we can track to the earliest tribes, essentially, is naturally inborn in humanity. Yes or no?
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore after this
I'm
point.
I'm I'm looking at history and I see throughout all historical periods that we have records of, throughout all the different cultures, all the different nations, all the
I
different
hear what you're
peoples.
saying, bro. I hear what you're saying, but I don't even know what topic we're on anymore.
Well, you're saying, why do you
We've
want
gone
to
in
oppress
circles
women?
so many times. Okay, so we're talking about the oppression.
Yes, and I'm saying is like, okay, how do you deal with that? And you say we're going to create a matriarchy. And it's like, okay, how do you enforce the matriarchy? And you're like, oh,
I
we're just
thought
going to
you
take away all the
asked
rights of
me.
men.
I thought you. I thought you asked me if we could have a matriarchy, what it would look like, and I was describing to you what it would look like.
Yeah, and
But then
you proudly
the
said you
point of that was for you to argue that men are stronger than women. Got it.
yeah, but you proudly said
You
that we're going
still
to
didn't
snip snip and
answer.
take away your rights. So
You still didn't. You still didn't answer why you want to oppress women. If you know you're stronger, is that why? Because you know you're stronger
it's
and you're
because
like,
that's what
screw
happens
you?
naturally, and when men castrate themselves and when men weaken themselves on average and instead let the rule of women who are not as aggressive, who are not as physically strong, society starts to decay like we're seeing right now. That's why. And under your matriarchal system, like,
Wait. What was the
yes,
last sentence you said? We're decaying?
yes, we are decaying right
How
now.
are we decaying?
Oh, gee, you just look at the birth rate, for example. Just look at
You
the birth
realize
rates.
you realize the reason why the birth rates are low is because we don't want to sleep with you anymore because of the way that you are and how you act.
It's because that society has artificially empowered women to be in positions they naturally wouldn't be.
Oh, and you don't like that. It hurts your fifis.
Yeah, it hurts my fifis when my society dies. No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Oh boy, that sucks.
Oh boy, it sucks. You don't want to see your homeland decay and die.
That
Wow. I
that
know, I
sucks
know.
for you.
I know you're like a moral nihilist and you're edgy. I know. It's okay.
That
Wow.
that
I
sucks
know,
for
I
you.
know. I know you're like a moral nihilist and you're edgy. I know.
All right, I'll do a
Oh, they're doing a reset. Oh, Own trooped so hard that she had to do a reset. That's cute.